What's happening, folks? We're back. The LNC podcast is back yet again. And I know I keep saying this. I feel like I've said it every episode for now 3 episodes in a row. Guests are back. We are talking to real people, real human beings, mostly comedians. We might have some other types of artists. We might not. Who knows? The only way you'll know is if you subscribe and you turn on that notification bell and you see each and every episode we post. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and we're fixing the audio feed. It's kind of still messed up, but you know what? That's just going to be what it is. For now, catch it all on YouTube and get that nice, sweet video that we provide for you. Sadly, Lorenzo couldn't be here. I regret to inform. I know a lot of people watch this for Lorenzo, and they skip the parts where I come on screen and where you hear my voice. And I get that. I hear that, and you're going to have to suffer through this one. And I don't think you will be suffering, because I'm actually joined remotely by an outstanding guest. This is somebody I've been trying to book for, I feel like, months now. We've been having back and forths, talking about, I would love for you to do my podcast. And then, something comes up, a show, whatever, we're both busy. And then, a month later, he'll text me and go, "Hey, when are we podcasting?" And I go, "Well, whenever you're ready. Today's the day." I'm so excited. I'm elated to invite on screen here and now on mic, Mr. Old Mike B himself, Mr. Mike Brown. Make some noise in the comments for the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for that very arousing introduction.
Of course, and I hope people are aroused by it. That's the goal. At the end of the day, you want to get busy in the comments, however you feel necessary. Throw down. This is a big deal for me because you're a big deal. You're a big time producer guy. You got a lot of great shows going on. You're all over the place, living it up, living the dream. A married man, about town. Gosh, I'm not worthy.
You are, though. You are worthy. You are worthy, though. We're all worthy of happiness. I'm in my sophomore era, so I like to just I just like to press upon positivity. If you don't feel like you're worthy, you got to make yourself feel worthy. Just give yourself positive affirmations. Every day.
That's going to be the title in the thumbnail. It's going to be Soft Boy Era, and we'll put little hearts around your head and some rosy cheeks. That's awesome. That's sweet to hear.
It's a thing, man. At first it started. I just full-fledged.
I think you froze up there for a second. We didn't hear the motivational.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah. My phone keeps wanting me to switch over to using my phone audio. I'm like, I don't know why. This is dumb. I might just turn my phone off. But yeah, it started off as a joke, and then it just turned out to be like, no, man, this is it. We softened it up.
Yeah.
I'm 43. I got a 14-year-old teenager in the high school. I got about to have a 12-year-old son.
Yeah,
I'm too old for that.
There's no reason not to soften up, not to just embrace fatherhood and embrace, who you are, and if you love your family, if you love your kids, don't be ashamed of that, right? And love everybody, love on everybody, hug everybody you see, every room you walk into, arms open.
As black men, we don't do a lot of hugging, but I do.
We don't.
I see my boys. Sometimes, and if we're really cool and you got a bald head, I'll hug you. I'll grab
the head.
I'm gonna cuff that head a little bit.
Yeah.
But just not like a long one to make you feel uncomfortable. Just enough to let you know that I know that that we're both in our soft era.
Right.
I'm gonna let go.
Yeah.
Do
you ever do that? You ever do that? You ever take somebody's head and then just put it up against yours? Forehead to forehead.
That's too much.
That's too much.
That's,
okay. I got to know where to draw the line, because this is great advice. I want to employ it. I've never done that, especially not a bald person. Because if it's a bald person, I feel like they would take that the wrong way. They'd think I'm making their head into a basketball, or making some kind of sick, twisted joke about their disposition.
That You dap them up, you bring them in close,
Yeah.
wrap around. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. You let go. Don't go over 3 Mississippis, Chris.
Yeah.
That's when it gets weird.
Okay. I'm writing this down. Yeah, this is.
I don't know, but it depends on your cadence of Mississippis. Like mine is like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippis. My Mississippis are like 10 Mississippis to somebody else.
Right.
You know. So, but you know, you might have a faster Mississippi cadence. You might be 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippis. And then my Mississippis are like, my Mississippis to you are like 2 seconds. And the others are like,
so if you're listening, guys, in the comments, please, if you're listening, I need somebody to just take down the beats per minute that Mike's Mississippis were, because that it can't be any longer than that. Any longer than that, you're in dangerous territory. You need to get out of there, you know, cut and run, whatever you need to do.
And know your black person, know your black man that you're cuffing. Don't just random. I don't run up to random strange black men and cuff the back of their bald heads. I don't do that.
Yeah,
I have to have a relationship with you. I have to know you. I have to know one. Like we have to have a conversation about Jordans. We have to have a conversation about comedy. We have to have a conversation about our kids. I have to be like, hey, how are your kids? How was your wife?
Yeah,
and you're like, all right, how was yours? And then like, you know what, man, let's just bring it in. And we bring it in.
It has to be someone you're already connected to, somebody that you know is going to take it the right way. You know, you don't mean any harm by it. Have you ever, because you see a lot of people perform, right? You put on a lot of shows. You have a lot of great people come through the Comedy Loft and everywhere else you book at. Do you ever see somebody that maybe you haven't had an extended conversation with yet that you think you might have a telepathic connection to, and then you cup them on the back of the head just to see what happens, just to test the water?
It's too volatile. You know, it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like, I feel like if you don't know that person, it could be a charge.
Yeah.
You don't want to risk it, you know? So I feel like you should have that relationship. I think you should have that bridge, you know? You shouldn't just go, like I said, you should just be, you know, if I don't know you, even though I feel I might know you because I seen you on TV, and I might feel like I have a connection with you, but you're playing a character. You may not be about that life.
Right.
You know, for example, like, and I'm just starting, because I talk to Faison Love sometime. Faison Love has a bald head. I know him from Big Worm. I have a conversation with him, but he's not cuff bald head conversation worthy. Does that make sense? Because he looks like he would cave my chest in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so
and you don't want to mess that relationship up either. You certainly don't want to do anything to, you know, make him think he can't trust you or talk to you anymore, because you essentially moved in on his turf, or the back of his head, right?
I did.
Yeah.
You know, it's sacred ground.
No, this is really important stuff we're talking about, because I don't know how many people are really. I've never done that in my life. As my chair descends, I don't know what's wrong with my chair. My chair is telling me to take a seat. You need to shut the fuck up. It keeps lowering. But I think my chair's trying to tell me this is the dumbest conversation ever.
It's a great conversation.
Yeah. No, it is serious.
I'm 43 years old, as you can see. So again, softball era. I don't know how many more haircuts I have left, Chris. You understand? No. I had a high top fade. My hair was up here. I kept getting haircuts. Yeah. I was like, you know what? What am I doing next? What am I doing? I've never had braids before.
It looks good. It looks nice. Yeah.
Thank you. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get braids. And I did it. My wife absolutely hates them, but you know what? I don't know how much longer I'm gonna have this set of hair. Right.
You got to experiment. You got to do all the different hairstyles that you can now before you get to the point where all you have left are filters. You know, like Instagram. Face changing, hair changing filters, right?
And that's what I mean by knowing one's person before you cuff their bald head,
right?
Because you don't know what they went through before they decided to go bald. You don't know that. You don't know that journey. You don't know the hardship. You don't know the backstory, like why they went bald. They just went bald, you know, and now they got to deal with that. You know, that's why I'm in my son's life. My son knows at least at 43 years old. He knows at 43 he still got a chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a lot of bald people. Not a lot of people my age. They don't have this chance. This is it.
No hymns, no Bosley ever.
No, this is now.
That's all. No, please.
Right here, there's a thin spot like right here. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed.
No, not at all. I can't tell. Yeah.
The African lady did some struggling. Okay, there was some. She worked some magic. She did. She
filled out the pattern for sure. Because then it kind of goes to the right in the front, and then it goes to the left right at that point. So I would have never noticed unless you isolated it the way you did. Yeah, right there.
But this part right here, it's thinning. That was my sign. That was my sign. I like it's only downhill from here, Chris.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. So this hair that I have now, I'm 25 years old, right? My dad at around, I think it was around now actually. He got a big bald spot on the back of his head with this much hair in the front, right? So it just looked like a little yarmulke spot, if anything, that was starting to grow and manifest right there. And every day he sees me, he goes, "Hey, you're gaining weight. First of all, cut that out." Because but just like you're saying, as a father, he's telling me the pitfalls of what he's experienced. He's like, "You're going to get a gut, just like the one you remember the gut I had, 5 years ago. That took me 5 years to shake and get down to like an appropriate, like almost pregnant woman state. Like you don't want to be working on that right now. Like give yourself some time to grow into that and get out of it. But you're too young to be looking like I did 5 years ago." And my dad's 51 years old, right? And then he tells me, "Are you looking at hair care products? Are you really?"
See, Chris, you know what you got there?
Yeah.
You got to go from, you have wisdom.
He's present.
He's present. You know who my father is? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like my father wasn't around from day one. Wow. Okay. So I see you see your future. Mm-hmm. You see what happens if you don't get it together now. I don't have that.
Yeah.
I'm just winging it. I'm out here winging it. I was raised by drug dealers. I'm winging it right now. Okay. Yeah. So, but my son doesn't have to go through that. Mm-hmm. He sees this. He sees the gut. He sees the second trimester. He's like, "Hey." I'm like, "Son,
that's great."
I'm like, "Son, if you don't, after your second child," he was the second one. I'm like, "Yo, it's going to go downhill. So you either A, hit the gym now and get it tight, keep it tight, or B."
Yeah.
I mean,
you look fine. I mean, you really are a shining example of what's possible. So, I mean, as long as you keep that up, I mean, what more motivation do your sons need, right?
He needs more.
Needs more. Do you think they're heading down the wrong path? I don't necessarily mean behaviorally speaking, but I mean just like, are they going to fall out? Is it going to fall apart physically at some point? Do you see that in their near future?
Yeah, because it's all McDonald's from here. Well, no, I have a son and a daughter. My daughter, she doesn't care about me like that. She's the one that's helping me maintain my hair.
Okay. So you have one son and one daughter?
Yep. Okay, my oldest is a girl. And but yeah, my son, he's young, so his metabolism is running like I didn't realize how much unnecessary exercise he does.
Really?
Like he runs for no reason.
Yeah.
He's jumping,
just bouncing off the walls just because.
So there's just a lot of calorie expenditure. I think that's the word. That's just being used for nonsense. Mm-hmm. Where I'm trying to find the time to be able to get those zoomies out. He's like literally just doing it because I asked him to go upstairs to get the remote control or something. He's like, "All right, I'm gone."
Right. At a certain point, do you use McDonald's or fast food as a way to get them to sit the hell down and just calm down for a second? That's your brief reprieve in the 30 minutes that they're putting that away, that they're focused on the Happy Meal, that. But that's going to change, right? And you can see that. The moment the metabolism goes, if it's in middle school, high school, you'll start to see that, take a different effect.
Yeah, because my daughter, she's in high school. Like they walk everywhere, but there's not a lot of running. There's not a lot of, as my aunt would say, RIP to the big homie. There's not a lot of ripping and running and carrying on.
No.
in high school. It's just a lot of, I don't want to do too much running because I'm trying to keep it cute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They need to do more. They need to do more school shooter drills, I think, in high school, and then we would get some. You think?
This escalated a lot quicker than I anticipated, but I mean, a good school shooting drill would make anybody move.
Yeah,
I could tell you.
Exactly. Just set off some fireworks in the cafeteria and then watch them go. And then just like that, they're running. They don't know why, but at the same time, the adrenaline is causing them to burn those calories, right? To work off that McDonald's.
I feel like I never had a chance to participate in a school shooting drill because I aged out of that.
Yeah.
Our biggest drill was the fire drill, and that I don't know how annoying the school shooter drill is, but if it's as annoying as the fire drill, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But at least they could do that drill at any point in time because they don't have to go outside.
The fire drills, to me, they were always just, okay, line up in the hall, and then your teacher's going to lead you outside to their designated spot. But there was never any violence of action. There was never any sense of urgency with those drills,
And I was about to say that too, because I mean, even though I think in real time if there was a fire, I think there would be a lot more pizzazz in that drill.
Exactly.
Instead of it'd be like, hey, let's all line up. Like it was just like all line up, and then they were counting the students one by one, and then we would just walk out. And I just feel like we should have all just ran.
Right. Because if it's a drill, you want to demonstrate what it would be like. If somebody smells smoke and then they go out and look in the hall and they can see, oh, the whole building's on fire right now. And we're in this little prison room, classroom where the windows are barred up and we can't even climb out if we have to go through this fire, right? Mm-hmm. And the alarm didn't get set off or anything. That's chaos. People would be running, tripping over each other. Calories would be burned that day. But for the drills or people and people, I mean, who are we kidding? It's going to be a little bit of, look at LA. It's going to be a little bit of both, right? But people are going to be evacuating. They're going to be running. They're going to be,
I'm definitely punching a couple of kids out as I'm running out the building because if I was a teacher, I'm definitely punching a couple of kids out because they're below the waist. I can't see them, and sure, I know I'm supposed to get them out the class, but I'm only going to be like, let's go once.
The quote unquote shooter drill, I don't think they ever called them that. They certainly didn't call them that when I was in public school, but we had what were called lockdown drills. Are you familiar with the lockdown drill?
Nah, I missed all that. I was out of school before school shootings became a thing.
Yeah, it's basically anytime they see somebody suspicious that gets reported near a school district or near a school building, it's not fire alarm level anything. I think teachers just get a notification and then they have all the students just hide under desks. They shut the door, they turn all the lights off in the entire building and make it look like the building isn't open and that people aren't there, even though it's tons of cars in the parking lot still and clearly there's people in there. Yeah.
And there's a website that says school is open.
Here's
the thing. Here's the thing about that. And this is a funny story. It's funny now. It wasn't funny when it happened. So, I when I went to school, elementary school, back in the early '80s. Okay, that's how far back I go. In the 1900s, 1987. Mm-hmm. When I was in elementary school, anybody could just walk up in the school.
Yeah.
You could just walk up in the school and then just be like, but all the parents had enough sense to go straight to the office. You just couldn't just roll up in the school.
There's etiquette. There's rules.
Yeah, like let me go and check in at the. It's like a doctor's office. You're not just gonna roll up in the doctor's office.
Right.
You're gonna walk up in there. Hey, receptionist. So, but now you gotta buzz yourself. You got to get buzzed into the school. So I buzzed to get into the school. I walked into school. And I'm coming here to pick up my son for an appointment. I never specified the appointment. It was a haircut. To get him out of school early for a haircut, but it was an appointment that I wrote down. And they were like, okay, cool, we need your ID. No big deal. Here's my ID because I am a law-abiding citizen. I gave my ID. They ran it through the scanner, and they were like, okay, cool, we're going to get your son right now. 45 minutes later, okay, the police pulled up. the police pulled up. The principal had walked up to the front, and it was like a couple more, and the security guard, and they were like, "Hey, are you Mr. Brown?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Mr. Brown." You know, they were like, "Okay, cool. Don't worry about me getting your son now. Your ID was flagged because your name was popped up on the sex offender list."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, clearly I'm not." They're like, "Yeah, we know because you're black."
Right.
And I was like, because the picture that popped up, because they clicked on the picture. Now the 45 minutes was they had to wait till the police get there, so they click on the picture.
I thought you were real quick. I thought you were saying black people couldn't be sex offenders. And I'm kind of agreeing with that just a little bit, because I think in black communities, when they find out somebody's done something like that, I think you get killed, right? Is that just kind of what happens?
Yeah, you get your penis yanked off.
Yeah, like in Colombia, exactly. And I've seen those videos in Brazil and Colombia where there's videos of people just getting dragged out in the street and dogs get sicked on them, and they just, they do their thing, right?
They get busy, even in the jail. Like,
especially. I mean, shit.
They kill a lot of people, but don't you dare. Let's not find out. Hey.
Yeah,
I've seen enough odds. But yeah, so they clicked on the picture, and guess what it was? Ta-da! White guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, why didn't you just click on the picture first?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, we're sorry, we apologize.
It's because they wanted to call the police, and they wanted to make a scene, and they wanted to. I mean, that's every old lady's dream who sits behind one of those desks. I mean, we can all see her, the librarian build with the glasses, with the little hoop, the necklace for the glasses in case they drop it. God forbid they have to bend over and pick up their bifocals, right? But
think about that action.
But they want to mix it up, and every opportunity they get to enact Code Red and see some sirens and meet some hot police officers and potentially see a poor innocent black father shot right in front of them, it's like a soap opera to these ladies. That's all it is. They got their popcorn ready.
They're like, I don't know if I could cuss, but I'm gonna say it. They're like, this nigga's about to die. And then they're like, oh, he's white. Yeah. I mean, he's black.
But see, but later, because they don't have relations with their husband anymore, I'm sure at this point, it's just dead in the bedroom. They take the thought of that your life was at their mercy. They take that, and that's what they pleasured themselves to later that evening, and probably for the rest of that month, if I'm going to be honest.
Probably drinking warm milk.
Yeah, no. It's a power trip. That's all it is. It's like TSA. Anything else? It's any opportunity people get to go on a power trip, they're going to take that shit, and it's messed up. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Well, no, it's it's cool. I talked to my wife about it because this happened a couple of times. Because even like at the daycare, yeah. Well, not so much with the police, but like even once I was picking up my daughter from daycare, and I you got to sign in, and I'm signing in, and I've been there a couple of times. But the lady was like, "Hey, can we have your ID?" I'm like, yeah, sure. I gave my ID, and then she was like, just wait here because we can't let you go. We can't let you pick up your daughter because you're not on the list. I mean, we know you're her father, but you're not on the list to pick her up. I'm like, but y'all see me pick her up. Y'all see me pick her up.
Yeah.
Y'all see me when I dropped it, so I could drop her off, but I can't pick her up. See me walking here.
What are they worried about? Are they worried about that maybe you're having some type of marital dispute and that you can't? Yeah, they can't hand you off unless your name is on a list. What?
Yeah. So my wife had to call and add me to the list. So it was like my sister-in-law was on the list. Yeah. She was on the list, and like but it was like one of those things that she didn't think about it at the time. We wasn't living together. She wasn't really my wife yet. We was like engaged and stuff like that. So we wasn't we weren't living together yet. So I had to get put on the list.
Right.
But she put me on the list, and so it was like a 2 or 3 minute wait to get added to the list because she didn't pick up the phone on the first ring because she was working. And she was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Well, I can't pick my daughter up because I'm not on a list."
Right.
And then she was like, "But then you drop her off today?" Like, I know I dropped her off. They saw me when I dropped her off.
And they know I don't have shit to do, and that's why I can stand here for an hour
Yeah.
getting this figured out.
Yeah, and then on top of that, like she didn't pick up the phone for them, but she picked up the phone for me. So and I was like, well, she's on the phone now, and they were like, well, we have to call her.
Can you transfer the call? You're like a receptionist at this point. You're like, okay, let me hang up. Let me hold, please hold. I'm gonna get my wife on the line. We're connected to it. Yeah, that's insane. That's just
like, so that's why, like, and that's how the government keep black fathers out of their child's life. Shit like this. Now that I think about it.
I mean, even when it's going well, they'll keep you out. It sounds like. I mean, even when there's nothing to report, nothing wrong.
You know, it just as I always say, it's like the day in the life. It ain't easy, but that's why I'm in my soft boy era, you know.
Right.
Right. You know, just keeping it classy.
I wanted to talk about this, but I didn't really have a lot of time with our last guest. But I wonder are you familiar with Wendy Williams and kind of what happened to her? Yeah.
So
she had
karma karma never misses a chance.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Karma. What? So let me just explain for the audience. If you're not familiar, Wendy Williams is a television personality. She had a daytime talk show, kind of just like a gossip show more than anything, right? Where she would just talk shit on celebrities all day, every day, and sit in a chair. And she had some of the greatest clips of just being an insane person and just saying the craziest out of pocket mess imaginable on TV about celebrities, right? And it's just gossip.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so she did that for I'm not sure how many years she was on TV, but it had to be over a decade because I remember seeing clips of her since Ellen.
Yeah. Also, don't forget that she was big in New York too. She had that big radio
show. Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And that's where all that meat, that's where all the hot tea. She was not her ass off on the radio. That's how she got the TV show.
So she started with radio, then went to TV. She got a TV deal. I think it was with ABC or CBS. And then just recently, it was like 4 years ago now? It seems like it's way sooner. Yeah. But just recently, she disappeared. She had her show basically canceled, or not canceled, but it was handed off to another person. Sherry Shepard, I think, took her show over. And then Wendy just kind of went radio silent. And then you find out later in the news that she had been institutionalized for, I believe, dementia or schizophrenia or something like that. So Wendy Williams was kind of wiped off the face of the earth, and nobody's really heard from her or about her. I think she did a couple of call-in interviews to shows and radio shows where there were some video and she just looked bug-eyed, like she was super medicated and crazy in those videos. But now she's resurfaced. Just a couple of days ago, she went on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne and company to kind of tell all.
Sorry.
No, I mean, I'm happy to hear you say that because I don't really like him as a person to watch. Like, he seems really just like arrogant and like full of himself. You know what I mean? I don't think he's really done anything to warrant that.
Chris, I know. You say you're 23, right?
25, yes, sir.
So you missed there's like 20 years because Charlemagne was an intern with Wendy Williams.
Really?
Yeah, he used to work under Wendy Williams. So
on the radio?
On the radio. So all this stuff about Charlemagne, all of that he learned, all that BS and carrying on, as my aunt used to say, he learned from the.
Wow.
So we can look forward for dementia to Charlemagne as well. I mean, we can look forward to the future for Charlemagne as well.
That's interesting. So I never knew that, and so that's probably going to inform how this clip plays out because he brings her on his show. They do a phone call. I'm going to play some of it now, but on the phone call, you're going to hear them interview Wendy Williams, and you guys judge for yourselves whether or not she sounds all there. I don't think she sounds all there. I think she's still kind of out of it. Maybe that's because she's being medicated. Maybe that's because she's stressed out or whatever. But like, if you've seen her before, lucid, this is her over the phone post having everything stripped from her and being in what sounds like a conservatorship against her will. This is Wendy.
Like, well, who are you and what are you here for? I told them who I was. I told them I was there to see Wendy. They said, we don't have...
This is somebody on the radio show, on the Breakfast Club, saying they went to try and visit her, and she was not allowed
anyone here by that name
in the building.
Oh, wow.
They never said to me...
Did you believe that?
No, I didn't make... Did I not make it upstairs? They basically told me I didn't even feel comfortable still being in the lobby the way that I was treated. Like, it was insane, especially being as though Wendy was on the phone with me when I walked in, and she spoke to the concierge herself and said, I want to see this person. She is here for me. And then these people are like, she's not even here. What are you talking about? And I'm like, I dealt with your colleagues that had me sign in for her. She's in your system, so you're going to tell me she's not here? Or did you speak to Sabrina as well? Because they said that was protocol. You have to call Sabrina first.
Right.
We don't know.
If I wanted to hear this bitch talk, I would have just watched.
Wendy's like, yeah.
A video of
It was
hers.
almost
Here we
as
go.
if she was waiting for the other
This is
shoe to
Wendy
drop
Williams and her
so she
niece.
could have a get you moment when it comes with me, the family, and how we move about things. I mean, for someone that was, is so up.
And for the most part of this video, it is her niece talking on her behalf. I'm really looking to hear Wendy speak because she has this cadence and this voice that just doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right to me. And so you're saying, Mike, you're saying that it sounds like she's getting her comeuppance by ending up with like brain deterioration.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to wish ill on medical ill on anybody.
No.
But like her claim to fame is dubious by spreading rumors, some false reports. Just like you said, it's gossip, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's to keep it. Let's keep it simple. It's like being in a DC comedy scene, and then like somebody makes their bones by just spreading rumors about the cop, and it's like, no, that's not true. We're like, oh no, it's true. I have my sources. Like, well, who's your sources?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't have to reveal my sources, and then next thing you know, they get this big TV deal while they're literally ruining other people's lives. Like in the background. Another funny thing is Wendy Williams actually they did a was it Lifetime? They did a documentary on this with her in the conservatorship.
Really?
And
it was like 4 episodes, wasn't it? It was just a real short deal. Yeah.
And she looked and like she looked crazy. Then like she looked sick. She looked like she had dementia. It looked like people taking advantage of her, taking her money and stuff like that. And I mean, the lesson here, if you're looking for a lesson, is to make sure everything is in order. 'Cause I think her son isn't getting any money, whatever.
Yeah, it's whoever this lawyer is who's taken over her estate. It seems to be is just kind of doing whatever they want with the estate, and selling off all her property, giving away her pets, and restricting where Wendy Williams can and can't go. Right, like she's not allowed to leave whatever facility she's being held up in because of the person who has to sign off. Basically, they won't let her leave until she gets a signature. She gets word from this other person. I want to hear her speak though, because I've never seen the documentary. I would love to watch the documentary because I love watching crazy people in general. I love just watching them unravel. There's just something wrong with me, but I mean, she really just does not sound.
And the trip was fine
together.
But this trip, unfortunately, came off the heels of in July with my aunt's birthday, where I was supposed to go up there and spend her birthday with her, and all of a sudden, there was a lockdown on that. And not only was there a lockdown on that in terms of me visiting, but with you, Aunt Wendy, with being able to do what you want to do for your birthday. Go ahead.
Speak.
Yeah, no, for the last 3 years, I've spent my birthday by myself. You know what I'm saying? Which you know what I'm saying? That's fine. That's fine just because it's fine. Like, I would rather.
Like, I could almost hear her bug-eyed as she's talking over the phone.
There's a lot of stuttering going on.
Yeah.
In her. There's a lot of it's because she was doing that anyway on her show. Like, she would tell her, how you doing? And then she would talk, and then it'd be the stutter. But now these things but the stutters are a lot more rapid now. And what she's doing now on this phone call, and we're not going to watch the whole thing. We're actually about to stop because I can't stand that everyone else is talking and not her. But most of what she says is, you know what I'm saying? Or can you hear me? Do you understand what I'm saying? And that seems to be like some type of tick or some type of like you said, like a stutter or something, like to cover that up.
It just seems, and it's just odd. It's just really strange.
It's the dementia version of right.
Yeah.
You know, somebody try to say something to you, they were like, you know, so we're gonna go down the street and, you know, go get some sandwiches, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, right. They're like, yeah. And then I'm gonna get you're gonna go get you a drink, I'm gonna get me a drink, right? And it's like a pause. This is the dementia pause. That's what it is.
So I only brought this up with you because I felt like it was a nice segue between talking about you being restricted from doing things that, I mean, anybody else would ordinarily be able to do, right? I mean, like if a white guy goes to pick up his daughter from a daycare, he's going to do that, right? But with you, it seems like there's all kinds of hurdles to jump through, right?
It's crazy because and I hear you keep saying right. It's the ball. You just talked about this, Chris. You got dementia. So listen,
I do.
But no, it's the struggle. It's funny because I'm the amount of white parents that just be waltzing in. I'm like, you know, that could be the shooter,
right?
Like that could be it. You know, but I'm getting the 7 levels of scrutiny and security. You know, I'm glad it worked. I'm glad your system popped a name. I'm glad it was able to register a sex offender and be like, hey, we need to shut him down and call the cops. I just wish you would have clicked the button and realized it was a white guy. And now it was a white guy. Like, I don't even have that thick of hair. I don't have that thick of hair.
Now imagine you're just 20 years older than you are now, and maybe your brain doesn't work so good anymore. And all of a sudden you're having everything taken away from you, and you're in a building somewhere where nurses are feeding you, and basically you can't leave. You can have a little bit of your things in there. You might be able to see people. You can't call anybody, and they can't call you without permission from somebody else. Like, how do you get out of that situation, and what would be going through your head? Like, how helpless would you feel?
Well, if she's in her right mind, because the only way that can happen, the only way you get put in that situation is if you're not in your right mind. You
would hope, right? You would hope, because what's being argued now, and it was the same thing with Britney Spears. Britney Spears just had this whole public thing or movement surrounding getting her released from a similar situation. And who are we to say that she's not in her right mind one way or the other as just outsiders? Because just like you were saying about Faison Love, it's somebody you don't necessarily know until you meet him and talk to him in person. But this, to everybody speculating, Wendy Williams or Britney Spears, they're just TV personalities. Those are just characters that we're seeing. Yeah. You know, we don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. But if somebody's capable of speaking out and they're lucid to a point, right? Like, we can put together what they're trying to say and they sound coherent enough. Like, they might have some tics, they might have some signs of deterioration, but I don't know. I would think the point would be, right, like total and complete meltdown. Like, okay, they need to eat baby food, they can't chew anymore, they can't even talk anymore. That's the point of, like, okay, lock them up, you know, take their money, so on.
Well, you know what's crazy about that though, Chris, is it only happens to what's the word I'm looking for? Not well informed, but like people who are well off, like a Wendy Williams.
Yeah.
Or like people who or like rich people, right? Where somebody comes in and is like, oh, you're too crazy to be able to control all this money. Let me just take this off your hands and put you in this nursing home.
Uh-huh.
Put you in your own personal hell that you probably cause regular everyday people. Because I mean, Chris, I won't put you in a conservatorship because you probably ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying?
That's 100% true.
Think about that. Like,
you'd be taking on a debt by putting me in a conservatorship. It cost you more.
So it's like they wouldn't do that to, like, I mean, because for you, like, put you in a conservatorship, like, yo, we're gonna feed you,
right?
We're gonna put you in the room. We're gonna get you 3 hots in the cot, and you're gonna be good to go. We're gonna take care of everything else. Mm-hmm. As we like you, and then you look into your situation, like, we can't rob him. He just came up. He just came up.
Yeah,
and he got made no decisions.
So maybe so what you're saying then, do you think that this is kind of a device, that this is a like some type of greater, to use the word you said, like comeuppance for people in those positions? Like this is by design supposed to take away money and power from people who like maybe don't deserve it, but you know, they might have had it coming.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if you've ever seen it was a Netflix show. I can't think of it, but it was about this particular situation here. Not Wendy Williams, but it's predatory, right? The conservatorships, right? Netflix. I'm trying to figure out the name of this show.
Yeah, no.
Netflix. Conservative.
Let me see. Netflix conservatory show.
Yeah, movies.
Conservatorship show. Let's see. I Care a Lot.
That's it.
Here we go. You know, I think I saw this. Yeah, this was the Britney Spears documentary about her specific situation. Yeah.
This is that's an AI version. But no, if you click that link, we ain't got to see the movie. But yeah, so this is.
I saw this. Yeah, where she. Yeah, exactly. No, I know.
It's predatory, but it's like. So she's going around neighborhoods. Oh, look, she got this house. We're going to sell this house off. We're going to do this and the third. Blah, blah, blah. Like, if she looked at my house, it'd be like, yeah, we could get the house, but do we really want this $30,000 in debt to come with it?
There's no other capital, right? It's just an expense.
We're just going to take the house. Mm-hmm. But if she found out, like, oh, he's a millionaire. He's this, that, and the third. Like, it's very targeted. And I would say there needs to be reform, but I don't see myself or envision myself being in a situation where anybody who tried to do that to me would come up like that. Yeah. Like the argument would be like, "Hey, who's gonna get daddy's laptop?" Mm-hmm.
And no one wants it. Yeah.
Not the wear and tear I put on it. You don't want that.
They don't want the wear and tear. They don't want to know what's on it. They don't need to know what's on it.
Don't get on these hard drives. You don't know what's on these external hard drives. Burn them. I'm gonna put them. I need to put that in my will. Mm-hmm. Burn the hard drives. Cook the books.
So I mean, I kind of knew she's just a gossip, Wendy Williams. I knew she was just kind of that's what she peddles. That's her whole bread and butter. But you don't get a little excited when she starts saying she's going to quote unquote spill the beans on P. Diddy or really add to the fray on him?
I mean, but that's what she's been doing for 20, 30 years.
You're saying you can't take anything she says.
She's been doing it for anything, if it's true, you know, I'm not saying that they didn't do it or didn't do. What I'm saying is consider the source. This is
provide sources, provide some evidence this time, right?
Source. You've been talking about Diddy, Jay-Z. You've been talking about turning down different black celebrities. This is how you became famous, turning down different celebrities in hip hop and in TV. Not just the black ones. It might sprinkle in a few whites here and there, but it's been targeted directly at certain black celebrities. That's how she came up. So for her to be like, I'm going to spill the beans, and we're like, you can't even leave your house to spill the beans legally because you need permission. So how you going to spill the beans?
Right. Yeah, she looks insane. She really always has.
She has no sun, no pigmentation. That's what I'm up. Yeah, because I've seen it. I didn't see all 4 episodes. I think I watched like 2 or 3. And it might have been 2. And I tried to watch it, but it was just like too disturbing, like to take her to her old neighborhood. Like, you got a sign. It's a Wendy Williams Street. She's like, oh, because she didn't know because she has dementia.
Right. Well, they have her on some good medication. I mean, she sounds like she's somewhat back over the phone. I mean, we didn't hear very much because that video is way too long.
You know, another form of dementia is to repeat the stuff that she said years ago.
Right.
So she probably, if any beans going to be spilled, it's already in the affidavit.
She already has it. She said it 12 years ago on radio, and she
Diddy and Jadakiss, Diddy's robbing artists, Jadakiss and the rest of the locks. And I heard there's a new album coming out where Mason and him are gonna wear shiny suits. So like, really, Wendy? Mm-hmm. That's like you're repeating what you did 20 years ago. We already know. We've seen the videos. Go on YouTube.
Right.
We got this. Go lay down, baby.
Go lay down. Go lay down. Enjoy that hot in the cot and shut the fuck up. Basically, you know, like just live out the rest of your days in private. I mean, she's an attention seeker. That's part of the problem too. I don't think any amount of dementia is going to keep her from the spotlight, because that's where she wants to be. She doesn't have any sunlight, but she loves a good spotlight. She loves a good LED.
Yes, she's been in the house too long. For her face to be like that, that's what happens. You know, in jail, the first thing that goes is your pigmentation, because you're always behind the wall, so you get no sun, you get no vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So your skin color go, and that's the problem. She ain't got no skin color because she ain't getting no vitamin D.
Huh. Well, I'm sure that's what it all boils down to. I know you probably have to leave soon. I don't want to keep you too much longer here, but
no, I'm actually enjoying this conversation.
You're having fun? Okay, good. Well, then I will keep you, because I am too. I mean, normally we watch like goofy videos and stuff. Sometimes I do like shocking videos and see what people think about those. You know, I don't want to scare you off just yet. You know, so I'm going to keep it tame. But are you okay to just kind of like watch some funny clips and maybe get your take on some of these things? Because I mean, I found this lady last night. I had no idea what was happening here.
Let me tell you right now.
Yeah.
What you did there. First of all, let me explain something.
No, please.
That right there, that move that she did with those fingertips, I don't know what's in her head. But that'll jumpstart any. Okay.
Yeah, she did the Edward Scissorhands little.
This right here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got your nails done, freshly done nails, and this right here. I don't know. I'm talking about the corner of my head like this. That right there, that little tease right there.
Right.
Every time, yo.
Every time.
Go off, King.
So this lady does ASMR on Instagram. And it looks like she just eats interesting or abnormal things. So right now she's holding a giant roach or water bug. Looks like a freeze-dried insect. And she's going to do ASMR with it. So that's what she's doing with her nails right there.
Oh, let's pause it. You see that right there?
Yeah.
Chris, look, I want to see. I only gonna watch her eat it. I know she gets down. Listen. All of that. Look, ladies. You gotta tease that thing, okay? If you get your nails done, tease that thing. Don't go down there. Don't go down there like it's a fresh Whopper. All right?
No.
You gotta wake that thing up. Don't do that. Is that a shake weight? Is that a shake weight? Just a nice little gloss. All of that right there. Go ahead, Chris.
I mean, she's scratching it. She's playing with it. She's tapping on it. I'm sure she'll wiggle it at one point here, but it's really all just setting up that this is what this feels like. This is you can almost imagine it in your own hand by the way it sounds. Right? It sounds stiff. It sounds pretty dry.
One of the reasons why I said that's how you treat it, ladies.
Yeah. Stiff and dry, just like that.
That was the outside. That's on the inside of the. Yeah. On the other side. That's the hard to reach place. That's the part that you don't see on the camera.
That's exactly. That's the underside. That's the bottom up view.
The penis is like this, right on the other side.
Right.
It's like this. It means, you know, I've never seen that other side because I don't be behind the penis. But like this is right here.
This is like the glands area, or just like whatever. I don't know what the official term is, but right, just like how the shaft looks different from that end. She's demonstrating that. Oh, it's doing it. You think
Chris, next video.
You got to handle business in the bathroom real quick. You got to go.
Next video. Let me tell my man in the flip phone. Hey, we out here eating roaches.
Instagram is the Wild West, and people are talking about TikTok is being banned tomorrow. Actually, as of this recording, we're recording on Saturday. It's going to be gone tomorrow, assuming it doesn't get sold. Yeah. Real
quick, Chris. A lot of people are trying to blame the Biden administration for not stopping the ban because Trump threatened China.
He started it.
Yeah, he made the email and China was like TikTok's going to get banned because the Biden administration do X, Y.
Trump started the ban.
Yeah, the Biden administration is done. Okay, would you work on your last day of work? No, like I'm up here trying to pack up pictures and stuff. I'm not about to sit up here trying to stop I don't even want to. When I got laid off from a job, and they laid me off. I had 2 weeks left at the job. They were like, "You get laid off for 2 weeks." I didn't work for 2 weeks. Okay, I just showed up and I dipped off. Okay, so if I didn't want to, you try to stop me, and that was me just filing paperwork at my job. You think I'm going to stop a ban when I got like 48 hours left for the job?
Of course not.
No. That's the next man got that. He'll take care of it. But go off, King. I'm sorry, Chris.
No, you're fine. And honestly, it's not up to Biden anymore. I think it was up to Biden at one point. I mean, they had an opportunity to reverse the ban, but it's so funny to see Trump and the Trump administration talking about it's Biden's fault from top to bottom, like they didn't initiate this process. They initiated the talks to ban this app because it's a Chinese app that's linked to the Chinese Communist Party and selling data. And that's where this all began. I mean, it started with Trump. It probably never would have begun with the Democrats. So it's just funny to see him flip flop and take credit for things and then give credit away to other people when it looks bad.
The thing too, Chris, is why did he enact that ban? The reason why he tried to enact the ban was because he got catfished on TikTok. Remember, he was doing a rally. I think it was like somewhere like in Michigan or somewhere, and or it might have been Tulsa. So he was trying to do a rally in Tulsa, and on TikTok, the young TikTokers spammed the tickets to make it seem like he had an oversized crowd. And so when he showed up, when he showed up, and it was less than what he anticipated, and they found and they looked into the TikTok, then all of a sudden he had TikTok. He wanted to get revenge on TikTok, and that's when the ban started happening. They covered it up as a China, security risk.
No kidding.
But also on top of that, he always had beef with China. Always had beef with China anyway. So it's all stupid. But it's just as dumb.
But he came for TikTok because of that catfish incident, because he wasted a stop on his tour. Wow.
Yeah. And then on top of that, at the end of the day, it's stupid to try to blame Biden because I didn't even want to show up at my job and I had 2 weeks left. Why would I want to stop a whole ban when I only have 48 hours left?
Did you see did you see his farewell address? Did you see any of that?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't watched the news since November 5th.
Yeah.
I've avoided the news. I wasn't really on Twitter like that. I'm running out of streaming shows to watch because I binge watch.
Me too.
I have a trusted group of blacks in a group chat. If it's important enough, it always ends up in a group chat. So that's how I stay with my news and stuff. But it's too the stuff I have seen. I'm too heartbroken to see Kamala sit there and have to like look sad and like be strong at the same time, to do like to swear people in, the disrespect, to having to swear people in, to have to certify the election.
I think she's happy. I mean a lot of people are sad for her. I'm sad for her. I was rooting for her. But at the end of the day, I think she's happy because she's always going to have money. She's always going to have book deals, especially being a vice president now. Yeah. The things she's seen and heard, she's going to be able to sell that for the rest of her life. So she's just going to go home with her nobody looking ass white husband, and they're going to sit down and watch, Nailed It on Netflix back to back to back, and they're just gonna be living off of that. I mean, there's clips of her with her family, enjoying Thanksgiving and stuff, and she just looks like she doesn't have a care in the world. That's probably part of why she lost, is just because she just looks like she's having fun and could not give less of a shit no matter what she's doing.
That's crazy too. I know we veered off from penis eating lady, but I just wanted to,
and for good reason. I mean,
yeah. But no, I can't believe, I'll say this and then we can move on. I can't believe I can't believe people chose being angry for 4 years, because I was around for 2016. To be like all that joy and like people it was joy. There was fish fries. We were laughing. We was caring. We was having a good time.
Yeah.
And people was like, "Nah, that's just too much happiness, yo."
No, I mean, but you have to think too. I mean, that whole time that we were happy, there's this whole subsect of people who were just torn to shreds, right? They had lost, and they were stewing in that the entire time. And that whole time they're on different apps from us. They're on Truth Social. They're on whatever that other one is, a Substack, right? And they're hearing different accounts from different people. All the news that people do or don't want to watch, it's coming at them from a whole different angle of just like sadness and doom and gloom. And Biden did this, and Kamala's so stupid, and she's going to win, and we have to stop her. And they're making our kids trans. I mean, it's all that happening all day, every day, and with no reprieve. So now they're happy, and now it's our turn. I don't think it's going to be as extreme for us because, I mean, the Democrats are mainstream. I mean, most of the media, most of the apps we use are Democrat, liberal centric. So, I mean, it's not really going to change our lives that much. But for the Republicans, I mean, they were creating their own media landscape during Trump. Trump completely reinvented what it meant to get somebody's message direct to his supporters.
Yeah.
And he completely redefined it, reinvented it, and that shit works because, I mean, here we are 4 years later, he's right back, and this is the first time that's ever happened. It's the first time an incumbent has not only lost an election, but then gets the former incumbent is reseated. That's never happened in American history.
And let's not forget white.
And
racism,
white.
Yeah, misogyny and racism will always, as my black friends will say, misogyny and racism will always win at the end of the day. You can't defeat whiteness.
Absolutely. I showed this to one of our guests recently. I wonder, while we're on the topic of white people, this lady has a lot of great videos. I have this under white people shit, this woman, because I'm not quite sure what to make of it yet, and I'd love to get
How
your
do
take.
you get?
Ice credit card. I pay.
An ICE credit card, and she paid for an ICE teddy bear with it. We can watch another here. Here's a big lock made out of ice. Every time, by the way, she's emerging from the Arctic. She's just in an ice bath in God only knows where. She's clearly in some Eastern Bloc country, like in Russia or Crimea or something. I don't know where she is.
This is why they want to take the internet away. This is why, and it's crazy, right? Because we're both creators in content and stuff like that. And we struggle to come up with stuff to create content with, right? We struggle to what's going to help us get viral.
And
then
this lady, I mean, truly, look at her.
Yeah, and then it's the problem is what we really need to do is we need to dumb ourselves down a lot. What if I instead of this be I'm gonna create this video and it's gonna go viral? Why don't I just take a shower? Why don't I just take a shower and just go live on Instagram and just talk about the different types of cups they got at Home Goods. Yeah, and I just do it once a day. I'm in the shower and I'm just like, oh look, they got mugs with ass cheeks on it today. It is at Home Goods, and then it goes viral. And then you put a clip up you see this black man taking a shower using a sponge brush.
You see, but that's not what the equation is, or the coefficient, right? It's what you're describing. It's got to be something specific that a niche that a group of people will be attracted to, and that they'll want to come back for more of because they found it, they feel special. You're the only guy talking about it right now, so you become effectively the Home Goods cup style guy, right? But that's not enough, because you also have to be extreme with it. You also have to be doing something that's, for lack of a better word, out of pocket, insane. Yeah. It's got to be how is he doing this? Why is he where is this happening? And that. You know what I mean? Like this lady, not only is she gonna get hypothermia, but she also made a giant lock and key out of ice somehow. She carved it, and is just for what, all of 30 seconds for one video. Like that's what it has to be. Sadly, she can't just do this in her backyard like Joe Rogan in an ice bath, and because it would not have nearly as many likes or views because it's not special enough, because people are already doing that, or nobody's going to care about it. She has to be in the sub-freezing Arctic temperatures doing this with giant objects.
You know what's funny too, Chris? When I see, like, this is the one video that I look at, and I know no other Black person has done.
You think so?
I always feel like when I see a white creator, that they stole it from a Black creator first.
No, I think it's pretty safe to say, yeah.
This is definitely something that a Black creator wasn't just like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take off my bonnet. I'm gonna get in this freezing temperature water. I'm gonna swim up, and then we're like, oh, lock and key, and then just unlock it. Like, no, we're not doing that. So this is pretty creative. It's also very white of her.
Well, that's good. So that's positive. It's a creative white peopleship moment where it's not born out of any kind of plagiarism or anything like that. Like a lot of things probably are. Well, let's look at this. This is another rare site. Just like you're saying, it's rare to find something that a white person didn't steal, a Black idea. But this is I mean, let me just let the video explain itself here.
This bad customer service is Chick-fil-A.
Hey, how's it going?
So why I can't get no salt fry?
So to give you a true no salt fry, we would have to break down the whole.
Right off the gate, right off the bat, this lady, this manager's, hey, how's it going? Why can't I get? And then just straight to business. So the reason we can't, because she's seen this coming a mile away. I'm sure this lady has been to the store multiple times doing it. And this is the trick, right? You say you want no salt fries so that they make the fries fresh.
Correct.
And they have to dump everything out and do it again. There are no nonsense at this Chick-fil-A, or they're not doing it anymore for this lady. And now the manager is cracking down. But I say this is a rare video because this is actually what I would consider to be a Black Karen. We don't see too many of those, not on video, because normally the camera gets smacked out of the hand, or it becomes a world star video at that point. But right here and right now, I mean, we're seeing, because she's documenting it herself, and that's the Karen brain virus, right? Is they record it themselves, or they think they'll be justified in the end once it goes on the internet, and they don't see how insane they look. So here's this lady.
Like to
No, ma'am, you don't put salt on the fries.
The salt's already in the bin, and
That's what I want.
and it would be
have
in
high
there.
blood pressure. I don't want salt on my fries. I've never been to a Chick-fil-A.
They have different.
Never been to.
They have different ones.
Chris. So did she say a Chick-fil-A?
She sure did. She put a lot of respect on that A. That invisible A.
Chick-fil-A. I'm like, okay. I'm waiting for her to be like, I like to speak to the chef.
Yeah, she's in her own world. I mean, we already knew that. She's, it revolves around her, and she needs this. She needs this more than
Ours
life
just
itself.
doesn't.
So you're refusing my services because
No,
I'm
we'll
asking
get you a fry. It's just not. We don't do no salt fries at this location.
I don't want salt on the fries. Y'all put entirely too much salt on the fries.
Well, I know that they are putting what is on Pathways, which is our process that we do.
I
but
want fries with no salt.
we don't do that at this location. I'm sorry, but we do have a Kale Crunch, a Fruit Cup.
I will be calling corporate office with this video.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
What is your name?
My name is Margie.
Yeah, calling corporate office. I mean, these are just all the, point for point. That's Karen behavior, right?
Yeah, but does she know that Chick-fil-A don't like Black people?
Black people love Chick-fil-A, though. That's the thing.
That's true.
I'm in a Black house right now, and I think we have about 2 square meals of Chick-fil-A a week. Just family round table gatherings. I feel like. So, I mean, some of that is self-hatred. I don't know what it is, but
it's like just a cupboard full of Polynesian sauce.
No, and my mom buys the bottles too, because they sell the bottles at stores now We have those in the fridge, Polynesian sauce, Chick-fil-A sauce. We have it all.
You know what's funny? Chick-fil-A taught me I got to be cautious on how I order too, because back in the day when you order something, you go to McDonald's, whatever, you're like, hey, let me get a number 2, no onions, sweet tea to drink, right?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, thank you. Your total is this. But at Chick-fil-A, they question you. They were like, they just question. They make you question yourself.
Are you sure, fat ass? Do you need all this? Yeah.
They're like, hey, can I get a number 1 Chick-fil-A? They'd be like, I was like, can I get a number 1? And they're like, okay. Oh, I get a parfait as well. They're like, all right. And I'm like, can I get a number 3? Sure. What else? And they're like, hold on. Like they're not even asking me to stop. They're just going to keep. They mind trick you into thinking that you could just order more, and you should.
So it's the opposite. I'm sorry. That's how I feel at Cookout. Cookout is the only place. I don't know if you've been to Cookout. That's the only place I can go and get 3 trays and 3 drinks just for myself. And just because, just like you said, they do the Jedi mind trick where they're just like, anything else? Is that all? That's all you want? This. It's cheap, right? This $8 for 1 entree, 2 sides, a large drink. Get 2 more. Yeah. And it feels like they're telling you that.
Yeah, they're just like, okay. And they're like, yeah, can I get another nugget? Sure. Can I get large fries? Absolutely.
That's kind of the evolution of all fast food, because everywhere you go, you're talking about you go to McDonald's for your kids. That's just what it's become now, I feel like. Because I do remember distinctly there was a time where they would start to read you off the price. If you said enough, if clearly you were in your car in the drive-thru and you weren't talking to anybody else and you weren't getting everyone else's food order, you would say one thing, you would get one meal, and then they would read you off the price immediately, and then you would pull forward, right? Yeah. But now everything everywhere is that all? Are you sure that's all you want? Are you sure you don't want to?
You don't want something else?
Get more.
Yeah, come on. We got our diabetes medicine in the back. You want some of that?
Right.
Like, sure. Absolutely.
It's the new version of Super Size Me, and it's subtle. It's sneakier. It's suggestive, and it's not just straight up, okay, well, let's kill you. But it works. It works even better because you're taking the accountability and the power into your own hands and saying, maybe I deserve this. I deserve an extra bag of fries for myself.
Yeah. It's like that meme I keep seeing where somebody be like, I got $10. They have a $10 bill in their hand.
Yeah.
But they're like at Five Guys. And like, what can I get for this? And I always say, you get the fuck up out of there because you can't get nothing out of Five Guys for $10.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. That's why I stopped eating there. I mean, I was on a quick path to my grave, eating at Five Guys on my lunch breaks. Back in the day when I worked at a Target, I would just walk across the street in that same shopping center, and I would go to Five Guys. And man, like that's a monthly expense at that point, because like you can't get anything from there without spending like $32 for one person.
But I like the organization though. Because if you order 3 cheeseburgers, whatever, they number it, and like you ain't got to open up the wrapper to find out what you. It's like, oh, this is yours. This is yours. Like the first order, they got a label on it. Number 1 is yours. Number 2 is yours. Number 3 is yours. Mm-hmm. You got to figure it out. It's right there for you, and I appreciate that.
It's very effective. Let me look at this kid here, who's probably had a run-in with Five Guys at some point in his life.
You know what's killing me?
Just like anything.
Yeah.
It's the understomach for me. It's the understomach.
Can you do a flip off of a backboard? Can you do a flip?
I can't even swim, so no.
Okay. But like if we had you in like one of those ball pits, like at Skies, do you ever take your kids to Sky Zone or like the trampoline park? Have you ever been to one of those?
I have.
Yeah. You never tried to do a flip?
I don't know if you know this or not, Chris, but I'm 43 now. I don't take unnecessary chances.
No risks when it comes to knees, back, none of that. That makes sense. It's very prudent.
I don't.
Yeah. I mean, this kid's already fucking his back up. I mean, just at that weight, no matter what age.
Yeah, there's too much girth.
There's too much shifting, you know?
Yeah.
Like some of that's bound to impact the spinal cord.
All that juggling with a weight, it's too much. Because I'm not trying to body shame because he's doing something I can't do. I know a lot
Exactly.
but at the same time, you know, I could look at this objectively without body shaming and say, is that understomach for me? Look at that.
It flipped like a pancake just now. You saw it.
His hands, it's like it went this way, but then the understomach went this way
again. It's upside down now.
But you see, it's like the scales of justice. It's like you don't, you know, because if you do that flip as a onto solid ground, you don't know where that weight proportion is going to land.
No,
that's
not at all. Yeah.
That's an ankle. That's an ACL. That's an MCL. That's a tibia. That's a kneecap.
What happens is if he lands on his legs on solid ground, his legs just go up inside his body and they get lost forever and never to be seen again or recovered.
Because you're taught to land soft landing. So you know, so them knees are going to drive up through his skin. So it's going to look like two poles.
Two poles, like a sword being sheathed. Just two swords just going right into their cases.
Like Highlander, you know what that.
Here he is talking, actually.
My older sister was a competitive gymnast, and I always loved going to her gym and like flipping around, and
this is
diving kind of translated that, but made it my like own sport. I taught myself some of the tricks I know today. It's best if you're very flexible, and
but this is part of that equation that we were talking about earlier about how to go viral. It's not enough to do a flip. Anybody can do a flip, you know. You can't do a flip, so what? I mean, I know 10 people on a swim team at every high school who can do some shit like this or better. He's viral because he's doing it at the extreme. He's doing the most extreme version of this for him, which is being at, you know, like grossly overweight and accomplishing this, right? Which is like, why are you doing this? You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to break the board. You know,
and that's why I think weight is a disease, because look at all this activity he's doing. This activity, all right. This is and he can't shake the weight, right?
And swimming is supposed to be the best exercise, right? So you know he's not swimming either. You know he's just diving. He's just flipping.
He's flipping, right? But I mean that's still muscles move. He's flipping, but then he's not swimming. He's probably like floating.
Right. And I think I said this last time when we watched him, because we watched him one other time, but I want to see him get out of the pool. Like, how does that happen? Because that's where a lot of the exercise, I think, would kick in, right?
Yeah, because then you got to swim there, unless he just floats to one of the ends.
I'm talking the climb. Like that's when upper body strength kicks in. What does that process look like? How does he mount that? How does he get his body out from the water onto dry land again? That's what I mean. Yeah.
But see, he's playing the long game.
Really?
You're asking for something that he probably has recorded, right? But if he gives you all of the apple, you ain't gonna eat.
Fair enough.
So if I give you just the dive, right, and you get sick of the dive, and now the next video he pops is him climbing up to the top of the diver board. You're like, oh,
yeah,
new wrinkle.
You're right.
That's 30 new videos.
You're right.
But then once you do that, and then it's the dive, it's the climb to the dives. Now we watch it. Now, how is he getting to the side of the pool?
Mm-hmm. Everyone's a businessman. I mean, there's just so much mental math to go through with videos like these.
See, he's playing 3D chess. See, we would have just did the dive. We would have did the dive, recorded us floating over to the top, and then climbing back up again. That's to him that he's like, that's 5 videos.
To show the whole video, yeah. Man, what a smart kid. He's only 17 too. I mean, power to you. He's on Good Morning America. I mean, he's going to go places, I assume. Yeah. Until
he has 10 minutes left.
10 minutes on this earth, probably at this rate.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. He's like, have you seen that kid? They got in an argument with Snoop Dogg on Twitter because his what's his name? His name is shit. I know the song, but I can't think of his name. Stop me if you know this guy. Dave Blunt's. You seen this dude before? Oh man, you're in for a treat. Let's look at Dave Blunt's. I don't know if I can even play his song because we'll get the whole video muted, but I do want to pull him up. This guy, because he went and played at somebody else's concert, and there's a clip of him. This clip actually went viral of him on stage singing his song, and Snoop Dogg saw it and made some type of comment like, maybe you should, or maybe you should put the food down or something like that.
Or
yeah, I mean, just a really cheap shot, right?
Low hanging fruit.
And then this kid came back, like, damn, Monk, I didn't know that you felt like that. And they had a back and forth. But I mean, look at this is part of why this goes viral, just because he's not doing anything inherently special. He just happens to be doing it, and just like you said, leaving crumbs, right? Just one at a time, one song at a time. He's sitting down in this video. Will he stand up in the next video? Who knows? At the next concert.
But will his shoes lean? We don't know. We don't know. And the shoes really be taking the punishment, right? When you're overweight. And I'm saying this as a person who noticed it, and I was like, okay, I got to get back in shape because the shoes are the shoes take the punishment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The shoes are, I have friends I have a friend who's on my 600-pound life.
Really?
And he got the surgery and stuff. And like he's lost weight and everything, but when he was big, his shoes took a pounding. Okay, and I think a lot of times because we sensationalize sneakerheads, that we don't take the time to really understand and give kudos to shoes. We don't know the kind of pounding shoes take. When a 600-pound person put their foot in a shoe and the shoe is like shit. I hope I packed my lunch because I got to carry. Me and the 600-pound dude. We in this for today.
I mean, certainly, I can only imagine. I think that's why you see a lot of people too on that show, especially. And we used to watch clips of that show because that doctor on there is something else. That doctor cracks me up. The little Middle Eastern guy. He is. There's a wealth of great clips. His name's Dr. Nazard, and he's outstanding. That's the only reason to watch that show. But the people you see on there, they normally wear slides or Crocs. Crocs are a big shoe because I think those are the only things capable of standing up against that. I think that they're built for that express purpose.
Yeah, they're built for it tough. There is no sports mode when you're 600 pounds, 400 pounds, and stuff like that. He has to sit down, but like once he stands up, watch the shoes. Watch the shoes.
Right. Are you a sneakerhead? Would you call yourself a sneaker guy, a shoe guy?
Yeah, I own over 50 pairs of shoes. So
50 pairs, not bad. My brother's building kind of a collection of his own. I was never into basketball shoes or anything nice. I have dress shoes because I know
you have nice sport coats.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I built that collection young. I mean, I don't have those same jackets because I can't fit them anymore. I'm getting big in the arms and in the in the titties, but it's nice to clear out my closet and get new ones, and it's a cycle. But I have always been into nice dress clothes, so I have nice dress shoes lying around. I have nice clothes, but I've never been into these. I don't know if you've seen this guy. He goes around and calls people out for what they are wearing, and I don't know if you think this
brother, how you
warranted.
doing? Hold on, man, hold on. Work shoes. I know, man, you worked a long time. Oh man, no.
Yeah, he spots people from a mile away. And then he leans in with his camera and he breaks down their shoes step by step.
Oh man, what the hell? Oh my God, no way, talking about. No, man, hold on, brother. Let me see the tongue. Oh my God, who is that?
It's clearly some like Alibaba, like Temu knockoff version of Jordan's.
Yeah, this is not even Jordan. This is like his son. This is Marcus.
Oh man.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah, please.
But this crazy thing is, this goes back to the beginning of our conversation, right? About tapping the back of a bald man's head.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he has walking up to somebody and then talking about their shoes.
Yeah, there's a death wish. He's really.
You've got to know that person.
Either he's playing with his life, and this is like a really scary, like suspenseful video here, or this is staged.
Because it's not like he's looking up at the guy. Like he's down there, because that's like me, let me see, right, the shoes. Right, no, there's only one way to say it. That's like me going down on you, Chris, right? And I'm going down to the shoes, but I'm down here.
Right.
But you're still standing up. That's a punch to the head. That's a knee to the face.
No, I mean, you're really exposing yourself to a lot of vulnerability. Right, exactly. Damage.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, I gotta trust you. Can I film this? I'm gonna give you this $10 and let me make fun of your shoes. They gotta be friends because my man was like, "Hey man, I just got up the shoes."
I think they at least work together because you've seen those coworkers or people that you walk past and be like, I don't know what is going on with those shoes, what type of pants those are. That logo doesn't look right.
Oh, that logo was a hologram.
Yeah, that's something else. Well, we come full circle. We have. I didn't talk to you about comedy at all. I think we just really went off to the races with these videos.
I don't know how much time you got left. Is it a minute? Well, I'll put it like this. My January. I know. You brought up something about me, like being a good producer, whatever, and I appreciate that.
Yes.
But I made my bones in comedy. Like I'm a stand-up comedian as well. And so I'm back out there. And January, if you have any listeners, is in Charlotte, North Carolina, January 23rd to the 25th. I will be at the Comedies at Duckworth. That's a club in Charlotte, North Carolina, opening up for Ian Laura that weekend, next weekend. And then I'm doing some stuff at the Comedy Loft as well.
Excellent. Charlotte, North Carolina, y'all, please check them out. I would love to have you back and just talk about the craft of comedy and talk about, your writing process, how you got into it, how you found comedy, some of your general interests, what shows you like doing versus others. You produce a lot of great shows. What are some of the best shows or best times you've had in producing in and around DC? I mean, there's a lot that we could talk shop about. But I think we just had a lot of fun and got sidetracked watching a bunch of dumb clips.
That's the thing, Chris. I love podcasts because it's like getting punched in the face. Like everybody got a plan to get punched in the face, and it's like fuck. Here we are. We're gonna look at videos and all kinds of craziness. Talk about Wendy Williams. So exactly. I'm actually since I'll be in Charlotte and I'll probably be chilling. If you want to record next week, we can record next week. Hey, hit that video. You might get muted. They might mute you.
No, which one?
Let me see. Because one of the things I'll talk about it real quick. So when I do New Year's resolutions, I don't do New Year's resolutions as far as I do. January 1st is the date that I start. Right. Mm-hmm. I always make plans. I start thinking about the New Year's. I think I start about the new year around October of what I want to do. And then from that moment, I start enacting different parts of what I want to do so that when January 1st happens, I'm already in the swing of doing what I want to do.
No, that makes sense. That's more sustainable. Yeah, you'll be less likely to quit something immediately if you give yourself a little bit of wiggle room there.
A little bit of grace. And, one of the things is I want to do more content. I want to create more content, which I've started. Create more content. I wanted to also, it's a big thing because we know we're good friends with Angel Penn, and he always says, hey man, you can record your old stuff. You don't have to, record. You don't have to wait on my recordings, but I always wanted to be able to be a one-stop shop for everything, meaning I wanted to be able to record, get my footage, be able to watch my footage, edit videos, edit my whatever my bits are I'm working on and stuff like that. So these videos, if you scroll up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And scroll, no, down. I'm sorry. Scroll a little down. So right around here, where the hair is up. Okay, I was doing gym stuff. So like, I got my hair braided, and then that's Randolph there. If you go up. Yeah, I started making a point to make sure that I put something on my wall, and I didn't think about it. I just put it on the wall. Yeah. I don't care, and that's what you have to do. But if you scroll up some more, no, down, go up the other one. Let's see. So let's click on the one between the open mic and backstory. The people might call this.
So some people might call this a midlife crisis. I call it my soft era. Anywho, the whole point is this is a side view of my hair currently. Before I get my hair cut, I am in between hairstyles. I normally have my hair. So teenagers say the darndest things. She immediately looks at my head and goes, "Oh snap! What up, Big E?" I'm like, "Excuse me." She's like, "What up, Big E?" Then she follows that up by saying, "Hey, when you gonna get in your car and race Mario or Mario Kart?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Yeah, what up, Toad?" Completely unnecessary. Bad chat.
That's your own kid.
That's my own kid, and but I learned, but I wanted to learn how to use CapCut and to learn how to edit and stuff like that. So that was me figuring out stuff. So I just saw that to say, man, that you gotta in comedy, no matter how old you get, or how long you've been doing it, don't be afraid to like explore new ways of doing stuff.
Adapt, change, grow. Everyone's still growing. The landscape, this landscape, entertainment in general is changing. I mean, constantly. Yeah. It's only going to be a matter of years before this becomes obsolete. I mean, two people sitting down and talking becomes old and nobody wants to see it anymore. I mean, that's what happened to radio, and it was reinvented. Who's to say that a few years after that it doesn't come back in some way similar, but even dumber, you know? So just get with the times as best you can, and, you know, and go with the motion of the ocean.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. So, yeah, we'll talk about the rest of the comedy stuff later, but I just want to touch on that because that's just something, I know that's something important. And I was talking to, because Pa Soto, I call her Pa Soto, and I was just telling her, like, was it Pa Soto? Who was I talking to? Oh, I was like, stop thinking about what you want to do and just do it, because the more you think, the more you're not doing it. Just do it. Because as many years as I've been doing comedy, the one thing I hate is thinking about it, and then by the time I get ready to do it, I go on social media. It never fails. The moment I go on social media, whatever idea that I kept thinking about that wasn't going to work, went viral.
That's right.
And it's so many of them, and it's so many different instances where I just went on social media like, man, that was my shit, and like, it was, it ain't yours now. XYZ.
With those things too, I mean, there's so much more that goes into it, because you're really good at spotting those things too. Like the way that you'll look at a video and you'll say, like, that's their strategy. Their strategy is just do a little bit here, sprinkle some here, get people's attention, and then have a plan later on how to keep them interested, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't great at that. I'm not great at that. I'm the type of guy who thinks of an idea, just like you're saying, and thinks, okay, if I don't make this right now the best it can be, and I'll obsess over it, and I'll try to perfect it and make it, and I'll thought idea it to death, you know? Yeah. It'll just be a thought, or it'll be a project, and I'll never finish it because I want it to be like the best thing I've ever made all the time. And it can't be like that. It's not sustainable. It's just like your New Year's resolution. It just has to be something you want to do, and you have to get started immediately, and you have to accept whatever comes out of it. But at least you tried, at least you started it, at least you began the process. That's the hardest part, is to begin and to produce results.
I had one video that went viral on TikTok, and it was, I picked my kids up, I took them home, and I was like, and my daughter's name is Deja, like, yo, Deja. And I told my son, like, hey, I got an idea. You play outside, and I had my daughter record it. And it's a Stone Cold theme music, right? You know, like the gas.
Wrestling.
Yeah, so I went downstairs. I grabbed my Intercontinental title, and I like on 3, let me know to go, and then I'm going to Stone Cold Stunner my son. So I'm going to do the whole entrance from my front door to the grass. I'm going to stunner him. I'm going to talk some trash, and then that's it. Now, mind you, like, and she was like, okay, go. And then the glass breaks. I do the Stone Cold walk.
Wow.
I toss the belt. I stunner my son. He don't sell the stunner well. He didn't sell the stunner well, but like I stunned him. Then I did, the whole Stone. The joint went viral. What I'm saying is, there was like no edited to it. There was it was all done in one shot.
You didn't even think it was going to go well. They didn't even look good to you, but something about it just took off. Wow.
Yeah. And then like and I didn't worry about the analytics. I just posted it. I did it like in the middle of Saturday. I did it Saturday when I stunned him. I looked at the video once. I'm like, all right, cool. When my kids asked me to come outside to play, that was the caption. Boom, hits. Next thing you know, notification. I went viral for no reason at all in the middle of the day. Didn't care about analytics or anything. So it could look like as dull as my wall right now because I ain't got no pictures hanging up. But as long as you do something and I guess it's captivating, it's like boom, you got the people. And
the bottom line too is like, who knows what's going to pop? Nobody knows. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's a big dice roll. It's all luck, a majority luck, but a big part of that too. And where a lot of people fail and where a lot of people stop is the drive. You have to have the drive to keep doing it and to keep doing it, despite how many hundreds of times it might turn into nothing. Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. If you get 15 likes, that's 15 likes you didn't have before. And the next time you might get 16 likes. You gotta really like narrow. You gotta really like hone in on the victory. You gotta celebrate.
Absolutely.
My latest video, I think has over 1,500. Oh, I did this myself
on TikTok. You're saying?
Oh, no, this one.
This is the We Up are approved.
Yep. This is me recording everything myself. I had Mikhail walk around and give me some B-roll, and I was showing my son because I'm teaching my son how to edit on CapCut.
Awesome. Yeah.
So it was like 9 videos, maybe over an hour and a half of footage.
Uh-huh.
And so this is all and I was showing her like this is because my daughter's in TV production, and I was explaining to her like time is money. So yeah, we did this whole show. The show was like 2 hours, was an hour and a half. It's about an hour of footage. I dumbed it all the way down to 49 seconds with the music and stuff like that as an advertisement, whatever. And I used my camera. This wasn't anybody else's camera. This wasn't Angel's camera. This was my camera recording all of this chaos.
Heck yeah.
That's 30 likes, a few comments, over 1,500 views, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, but the one previous to that, because I had him, whatever, that's like a 600 views. But again, you can play it, I guess. But it's
when I got my hair braided.
Stop showing off.
No, thank you. There's a lot of people who like made fun of me, but they don't have 2 strands of hair to do what I just did. And according to the Africans who did my hair, I don't either. So I went, and my sister-in-law normally cornrows my hair, but she doesn't have a car, and I was like, I can't have bad hair day, right? And the humidity had did all it was going to do to my hair. It was too much. I had product build up and all kinds of things. And I was like, my daughter washed my hair, and I was like, I'm going to go to the Africans because they have no appointments. And I went, and I sat in the chair, and the lady had sat down, and she had scooted me down, and she got a comb, and she did like this, right? Like sort through my hair, and then she was like, "Would you like me to add more hair?" And I'm like,
I give you a weave, basically. That's hilarious.
I got all the hair I need right here. And she was like, no. Maybe one more pack. I'm like, what do you mean one more pack? It's cool.
But yeah, so it's like keep taking every victory and learn yourself. That's all I got for now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And listen, I'm going to hold you to it in a couple weeks. I'll message you. We'll make this happen. I'd love for you to meet Lorenzo. The first time that we met, actually, or that I remember meeting you was at Trustees. I don't know if you remember, you and Brandon were doing that, Mike, at Trustees, and I met M. Fisk that night too. It was a crazy night for me because I met basically everybody that would eventually put me up anywhere, and it was a night to remember for me. But Lorenzo and I were in the same room, and that never really happens because he's all the way up in Salisbury, Maryland, and I'm all the way the fuck down here. So we make this happen. We make this happen over Discord, just like this, whenever we can, and just like your message. You know, we just put it out. However it goes, it's not edited, it's raw. I'm doing everything right now in real time. All the switching, all the videos, all of it. And, you know, whatever happens, happens. Some videos will get hundreds of views. Others will get tens of views, you know. But at least the coolest part about stuff like this is that it's an archive. And, you know, I'm sure you know all about it. You look back and be like, wow, this is how far we've come. This is what we looked like back then. And you can see it. You can see the exact moment you were talking about anything, and you're teleported back to that exact moment. That's really cool to witness, almost like the growth and development in real time.
No, I'm able to look at certain stuff and be like, oh, I remember what was going on in my life at that time.
And that's tough too. Me too. Yeah. Serious stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that moment. Oh yeah, this ain't good at all.
But this will be a good one. When you look back at this recording, I'm sure it will be with fondness. So I'm really happy that you're able to join me. At the end of the show, because we're wrapping up here, I do want to just one more time, I want to plug your Instagram just so that you can get the clip right here. Old Mike B757 on Instagram. Go follow him. Go like all these videos. He's putting in work on CapCut with these reels at the gym. There's Kamala. I mean, it's going down. We'll miss Nightcap at the loft basement. That was by far my favorite open mic ever. I will miss it. I'm ready for it to return. I see a little teaser at the top here that you have an open mic coming. I'm very excited for that. And yeah, so that's all you want. And then Charlottesville, when is that? What day is that again?
Yeah. So I'm at Comedy at Duckworth's in North Carolina, January 23rd, 25th for opening up for Ian Lyer. I think that's her name. And then January 31st, I'm doing Don't Tell DC early show. And then I'm also January 31st doing Chamber DC at the Art Center, at the DC Art Center, January 31st. And February 1st, I'm at Clearbrook in Woodbridge, Virginia as well.
There we go. And I'm glad he's starting that back up too. And I want to say about Clearbrook, we tried to have Brandon on here. Brandon came to my house. He sat right next to me in my bedroom, and we recorded for, I want to say, over 2 hours we were recording, and it was already a long day. I could tell he was like really tired, but he made the trip. He put in the effort. And how did we repay him? By the entire footage being unusable and being corrupt, and the entire episode had to be trashed, and it was for nothing. So I want to formally apologize to Brandon Moore. We will have him back on here, and I want him just like you are at his house in the comfort of his own home, where if I fuck it up, it's not going to be a huge waste of time or anything. I was so embarrassed.
That's funny because that kind of sums up Brandon Moore's life.
Yeah, and he was telling me about his special and how it was like not botched, but how it wasn't everything he wanted it to be, and just like it seems like he's had a lot of trouble with AV and when it comes to recording. So maybe he's cursed. I don't know, but I want to apologize to him.
I don't know if you're old enough to, or have you ever seen an episode of Married with Children?
No, I haven't. No, I never watched that.
So you're not gonna get this reference, but Al Bundy has a family curse where he's always having bad luck, no matter how good situations are. He always expects the worst to happen because his luck is bad, and that's just Brandon Moore.
Oh,
You're like, man, everything is going great. It's like, oh, don't be worried. Give me some time.
Don't say it. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Oh man. Well, at the end of our show here, normally Lorenzo would be here to do it himself. This is his segment, but he would give advice to the audience on any topic that we talked about during the show, or just anything in general that maybe we didn't talk about that you want to, impart some words of wisdom about. So without further ado, I'd be honored if you would give the audience some advice this episode, please.
Yes, absolutely. Show yourself some grace, give yourself some mercy, and when all else fails, tickle the bottom of your penis like that lady did with that.
I was just going to say, any advice on how to handle roaches? We'll call them roaches with air quotes. Water bugs. Yeah. Just tickle it, you think?
If you got freshly done nails, just tickle it a little bit.
Wow. I don't know about nails. I don't want nails anywhere near my roach. I don't think. Yeah.
But those are like acrylic.
Acrylic, yeah.
But it's still soft. It's that might be on the spectrum too. My son always talks about it feels good to touch. Like now he's talking about his penis, but I'm just talking about because he has ADHD. So one of the symptoms of ADHD, is like he likes to touch stuff.
Hyperactive, yeah. Sensory overload.
Yeah. So he was like, this is very satisfying. Very satisfying. I don't like the way he used the words very satisfying because it sounded like he's about to be a murderer when he grow up. Like, it's very satisfying. Like, all the time. Like, don't say that. But same thing. I think I do like the feel of acrylic.
Huh. Well,
yeah,
ladies, you know what to do. No, any advice for people who athletes at any size? I mean, truly.
Yeah, just make sure that all the weight is different. It's even. Yeah.
Distributed evenly throughout your body, right?
If you're going to flip in water, don't flip on concrete.
What else? Anything for people at Chick-fil-A that want to use that loophole? I mean, is there a way you could get away with that, maybe?
Just have willpower. When it was like when they say okay, they're like, no, that's it. They're like, all right, cool. But it's like going to the grocery store. Have your list ready. Have your list ready and know where you're going.
Lead with the supervisor. Always ask for the manager first.
Yeah, don't show up into Chick-fil-A and not know what you want because you end up ordering all of the left side of the menu because they're not going to stop you. They're not. They're going to be like, okay.
They're going to encourage you. They're going to goad you into getting more. And then I would say, lastly, any advice for anybody looking to start, or maybe somebody who's in the middle of their soft boy era?
Just, give yourself some grace. Buy that man bag. Buy that man purse. Go get a pedicure. Do all of the things women do. Whatever a woman does, do it. Because they haven't been.
I think we're getting into. Yeah. Have you gotten a pedicure recently? Do you do that now?
I do. I was doing that before. It's funny because I was doing that before my sophomore era. And at first I wasn't doing it. I only would go if my wife would go with me. Now I'll just leave her. I'm like, you want to go get pedicures? She says no. I'm like, that's what's up. I'll go. And I just leave her. And I go in there with my shorts. And it's funny because I goaded. I'm not the only man that does it. Because sometimes I go get a pedicure, and it'd be other men in there getting pedicures, right? And once I was getting a pedicure and a manicure, and the dude was like, "Hey, what's up with that clear coat?" on the base. And he was like, "Yo, you do the clear coat?" I'm like, "Yeah, I like the clear coat because when I get my manicure and I get the clear coat, if I wear my wedding ring, with the manicure and the clear coat, it sets off the wedding ring." He was like, "Oh, I'll have some clear coat too." And he would have got clear coat, and we were sitting there getting our clear coat dried, and everything was fine. It's a whole, but of course, you know how old he was.
How old?
He was in his 40s.
Wow. So you think you just get to a certain point where you're going to treat yourself no matter what?
Yeah, it's. I think the older you get, the more. I talk about this as a joke too. But the older you get, the more you realize you're doing too much to try to pretend you're not. So I know that I'm not gay. I have no problem with any gay person in the world. I know I'm not gay. But why am I going out of my way to prove I'm not gay? Like, if I have a coach man bag, okay? I have that because I have pens, I have paper, I have my check, I keep my car keys there, all this stuff. I was in my 20s trying to prove that I wasn't gay, not get the bag. I just put everything in my pocket. And now I got a hole in my pocket because the pen shot through the pocket. Yep. And I got an ink stain in my pocket. I got an ink stain in my pants, all because I wouldn't get the man bag.
There's that. My problem was the same thing, and I am gay. This is how bad this is. I am gay, and I refuse to get a purse for myself. And my fat ass, I'd have my pockets full of shit all the damn time. I have my notebooks, especially on stage. I have my notebook in my pocket. I have my phone in my pocket, my AirPods, my pens, everything. And it got to the point where I got on stage one time, and Glenn Lawrence was hosting, and he got up after me and he goes, shout out to all the both ball sacks in Christian's pants, putting in working overtime. So I broke down. I was like, okay, is it going to be too gay if I just get a bag finally? And I did, and nobody said anything. Nobody said shit. So really, it's all in your head, man. Get over it. Get a bag. Live a little. Spend some money, and just enjoy yourself. In your pants, it'll go a long way, because like my jeans are to the point now where it just looks like I have my phone in my pocket when I don't, because there's just a permanent imprint on my jeans.
You know how many pens you can keep in your pocket?
How many?
Possibly 2.
Right.
Maybe 3. I mean, you can keep in your purse.
Infinite possibilities.
Yeah. You could buy a pack of pens and just stick the whole pack of pens in your bag.
Oh, man. There we go. Words to live by. Thank you once again, sir. We're going to stop down the recording here, but you will be back. I'm excited. We got to get you and Brandon in here at the same time. I think that'd be a lot of fun, too. And you're always welcome in person, too. I mean, my door's open. I'll vacuum. We'll get the dog out of here. I'll kill the dog. If that's what it takes, I'll put the dog down.
What kind of dog you have?
It's a little French bulldog. It's not mine, it's my mom's. And I think she hates it enough that we could just kill it or give it to a kill shelter.
What the, I don't know.
And we'll make it happen. No, like anything we need to do to make this happen, I'll make happen. Trust me, I'll move earth and water to get you in here. Mike B, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Old Mike B757 on Instagram. We are the LNC Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Come find us, tell your friends, spread the word, comment, like, help the algorithm, and thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Lorenzo will be back on the next episode. Ta-ta for now.